All right, welcome back to InsideFlix. We're going to be doing our weekly box office report. Rich, tell us which films made the top 5 this past weekend.
The number 1 film in America is Don't Worry, Darling with $19.3 million. Coming in number 2 is The Woman King with $11 million. Coming in number 3 is James Cameron's Avatar re-release with $10.5 million. Number 4 is Barbarian with $4.8 million. And rounding up the top 5 is See How They Run with $1.9 million.
Yeah, so Don't Worry, Darling, it seems like the gossip around that movie really helped the awareness of this movie. And so it really launched that movie into number 1. What's your thoughts on this weekend's box office?
Seeing the weekend's box office, I mean, there's a lot to say. I mean, the Avatar re-release numbers are extremely impressive. I thought it would probably make a little over 6 or 7 million, but I mean, this is a really good number. Especially seeing the great theater average that I had, like $5.6 thousand, and also seeing the Woman King had a good drop that's still making decent money during it for its second weekend. Same for Barbarian having another nice drop for its third weekend that's holding strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll quickly mention that Pearl and See How They Run. They came neck and neck on top 5 and 6, each earning $1.9 million. But See How They Run just had a little bit edge over it. But still, there's nothing to be proud of.
Well, to go back to Avatar re-release, this did very well worldwide too. It made over $30 million at the global box office, which really kind of gives you a good sign that the sequel, which a lot of people have joked about. Mm-hmm. But it really seems like people are dying to see a new Avatar movie, or at least there's some interest in it.
I wouldn't say dying to see, but yeah, there is definitely interest. But those are going to be mainly film goers who remember that James Cameron is no one to be trifled with, because he is the one of the best filmmakers to make feature films a true event. Mm-hmm. And the upgrade that he made to this Avatar, it seems like it's doing the trick, and that's a good number for this re-release. It beat the pants out of the Spider-Man re-release, and worldwide it did better than Don't Worry, Darling. So yeah, it's a good sign for what's to come. And
I think Avatar, I mean, has definitely a good, very, very good chance of outgrossing Top Gun Maverick and being the biggest movie of the year.
To go back to Don't Worry, Darling, do you think the gossip helped this number?
I think so.
And do you think that's going to have a huge drop in second week?
Yeah, I think it's going to have a big drop, and I don't know. That to me, that makes me just feel like everyone that went to go see the movie opening day went to go see it just because of the gossip, and the other half that went to go see it were like Harry Styles fans.
Yeah,
I actually went to go see it, the movie Thursday night when it opened, and the theater was like basically like all women. So I imagine it was all Harry Styles fans. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think everyone that wanted to see the movie saw it.
Right.
There's no good word of mouth for the movie.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I would say Don't Worry, Darling is going to have a huge drop next week, and I think that could be because of the bad word of mouth. Critics didn't seem to like the movie, and I think Woman King's going to hold pretty strong, and I think you're going to see Don't Worry, Darling just drop just increasingly as the weeks go on. Let's talk about the rest of the top 10, Rich. Give us the rest of the box office.
Coming in number 6 was Pearl with $1.9 million. Coming in number 7 was Bullet Train with $1.8 million. Number 8 was DC League of Super Pets with $1.7 million. Number 9 was Top Gun Maverick with $1.6 million. And number 10 was Minions: The Rise of Gru with $1 million.
All right, let's look ahead at next weekend. Rich, tell us which movies are coming out wide this Friday.
Coming out wide this weekend is Bros from Universal Studios and Smile from Paramount Pictures.
Yeah, so I think here we got 2 big comparators for the top slot. Because Smile is a horror movie, and I think horrors have been doing good lately, mm-hmm. I would say Smile has the upper hand for this weekend. I think Bros is going to do well. I think there is a demographic here for romantic comedies, but I think unfortunately Billy Eichner is not really a big name, although I think he has fans, and I think they're going to go out to see that movie. But I think more people
he is promoting the hell out of it, that's for sure.
But I think more people are going to check out Smile because it's just a horror genre, and those tend to do well.
And that had such a successful response to its first trailer, and that's saying a lot
Okay, so what is your predictions?
I'm thinking Smile might actually be somewhere close to 18 million plus, maybe even 20. I think Bros might come up maybe over 5 million, maybe around 6 or 7.
Wow, I think that's pretty low. But I think Smile is going to be around. I think Smile is going to be like 15 to 18. I think Bros is going to be around 10 to 12. I think those are going to be the first and second slots of the box office. But Raymond, what's your thoughts?
Okay, for me, it's like basically flip mics. So I think Bros is actually going to be I think Bros is going to be a big hit for I guess a mid-budget studio comedy. I don't think there's really been a romantic comedy in a long time. And while I do think Bros is going to, play very poorly in certain markets, I think it's going to play really well in other markets that it's going to make up for, the losses in certain others. And I think Bros is going to come in with probably about, I'd say maybe like 16 or 17 million opening weekend. That could be wrong, but that's what I'm guessing. And I'm guessing Smile is actually going to come in at around 12 million. I think Smile will come in at 12. And I think Smile is mostly going to come in at 12 because I think there's a lot of good faith because there has been so many good horror movies coming out lately, not counting The Invitation.
That was number one.
It did well enough, yeah.
It was
with no
one.
marketing.
Yeah. Rich, tell us about the limited release. What movies are coming out in limited release this weekend?
In limited release, from the acclaimed action director Walter Hill comes his latest film, Dead for $1. Also opening is God's Creatures from A24. Also, The Good House from Roadside Attractions. The Greatest Beer Run Ever from Apple Plus Films, which will also be available on Apple Plus. The sci-fi film Vespa from IFC. And Spirit Halloween, the movie.
Yeah, Spirit Halloween is an interesting film because this is produced by the Halloween costume franchise, and they made their first foray into movies. Walter Hill is going back to the Western genre, and it has like a lot of big stars in that too. But I think the biggest here in limited release has got to be The Greatest Beer Run Ever. It stars Zac Efron, and this is, of course, from Peter Farrelly. It's also based on this wacky, stranger than fiction's true story. It's set in Vietnam War.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching the Greatest Beer Run. I'm a big fan of Peter Farrelly. I love his comedies. Dumb and Dumber is one of my favorite movies, and I was surprised by how great Green Book was. I know that we might get canceled for saying that on this podcast or on this channel, but I love Green Book. I thought it was a really good movie. Was it my favorite movie of that year? No, I kind of would have preferred if Roma won Best Picture, but Green Book was still really good. And this looks like definitely more like a comedy, but I'm okay with that. I want to see Peter Farrelly do I guess a comedy that's like based on a true story. I know the critics are being really harsh on it, but I don't know. I guess I just have to see the movie for myself because I've been watching a couple like documentaries or like just like mini documentaries on YouTube and stuff on this actual story. I mean, it's a very far-fetched story, but I mean, it all happens. I don't know. I have to watch the movie for myself and see how I react to it.
All right, let's before we go, let's talk about some of the streaming movies. Rich, tell us which movies are coming out on streaming this week.
Streaming on Netflix is Rob Zombie's latest, The Munsters. And also on Netflix on September 28th is Ana de Armas as Marilyn Monroe in Blonde. Streaming on September 30th is Hocus Pocus 2 on Disney Plus. And on Amazon Prime will be My Best Friend's Exorcism.
All right, so The Munsters, which is also going to be available on VOD and Blu-ray, is going to be coming out on Netflix. This got a lot of buzz when the trailer came out. We kind of made
bad buzz.
We kind of made fun of it when it came out. I want to see how Rob Zombie approaches this type of subject matter. He's not known for doing family comedies,
but he is a big fan of The Munsters, and this is if it's as bad as everyone thinks it is, it's going to be a real train wreck.
But look, based off what we saw of that trailer, I mean, best case scenario, this is going to be like a really, really bad children's movie.
That's best case scenario.
All right, so that's our thoughts on the box office and what movies are coming out this week. Thank you for watching InsideFlix. We'll be back next week with more box office results and more movies to talk about. All right, thank you for watching InsideFlix. Bye-bye.